So I guess that's the work aspect. Then the personal aspect in terms of getting set. Did you already have an idea? Okay, I need to get the driving license. The
Yeah.
like you've done all your the research before actually landing, or was it you land in Canada and you just figured it out as the days went in Canada?
Yeah. So I think the basics I had sorted it out. Like I knew that I have to come to Canada. I'll be on a PR. The first thing I need to do is go get a SIM card, right? Type
Yep.
stuff. I need to
Yep.
figure out where I'm going to live, what are some hot pockets. And I had one child at the time. So my son was about 4 years old when we had come to Canada. So figuring out schooling for him, what schools are good versus not, how does that public school rating system work? All of those things I had to figure out. Luckily, I had some relatives in Canada, cousins of mine who knew the system as well. And then, as I said, one of my mentors was living in Canada as well. So he guided me to when he came in, where did he stay? And I ended up kind of living in a similar location as him when we initially landed. So those things I had to pre plan. But then once I did come here, there was a lot of learning that happens along the way. You don't know what you don't know, for instance. Even people can tell you that Canada's super cold, but bracing with that weather when it can get to feels like minus 30 at times, it's ridiculous. And it's a
Yeah.
learning in itself. So I went through all of that. And then obviously coming from a culture, yes, I had spent a couple of years as a student in the US and I was with my wife for one of those 2 years when I was doing my master. So we knew what it meant to live independently in a North American kind of society. But coming in with a family, which is like one kid, and then having to do everything yourself without very little domestic support that you get so used to in Pakistan is a learning, right? And it takes a while getting used to it. And you feel that you've got everything under control till you don't, right? Till that
Yep.
time comes when you're exhausted and my wife has to drop off my son to school in sub-zero temperatures and the she doesn't have a license to drive, so she needs to leverage the bus, but it's snowing
Yeah.
outside. Like all of that is just acclimatizing to the new way of living and the society that you're not necessarily used to in the past.